I arrived at Cusco Airport in southeastern Peru, one of the highest cities in the world. Peru is an incredible country with such a rich history that it's seen almost everywhere you go, in the streets, the architecture, and the people. Cusco is at an altitude of about 3,400 meters, or about 11,000 feet, and it takes a little bit of time to acclimate as you walk around. The indigenous people and their customs and beautiful faces are seen throughout the country. Peru has many mountains and they're called Apu by the indigenous people. The mountains are very sacred to them. I'll be taking you to 4 of them. I stayed at the Encantada Casa Boutique Hotel on the hills of Cusco. It was very clean with beautiful views and a really kind staff. After a couple of days of enjoying the city of Cusco, I went to the town of Ausangate, east of Cusco, about 2.5 hours with a private driver. I stayed at a local's home who were going to be my guide to Ausangate Mountain, one of the most sacred mountains of Peru. We started off very early in the morning. Take enough water and food and snacks with you, and be sure to take sunscreen because there's very little shade. And even though it's cold, the sun can still burn your skin. There are no bathrooms along the trail. The trail isn't very difficult in terms of elevation gain, but because of the high altitude, walking in general is not as easy. I would suggest going with a guide because there are many paths and it's easy to become disoriented. You can see Ausangate there. We're getting closer. We have to walk over this hill and back down to come closer to the mountain. It took several hours to get close to the base of Apu Ausangate. There's the powerful Apu Ausangate. The indigenous pray and speak with the spirit of the mountains and see them as their ancestors. We did some ritual offerings here to the mountain before continuing. From there we went on to another trail that took us to two different lakes. This lady appeared out of nowhere while we were walking. She had some weavings with her that I bought. It's always good to have some cash with you to support the people. Their life is very challenging in the mountains with the weather and resources. Next, we're going to Apu Humantay, west of Cusco. To go to Humantay, I went with a group of indigenous Q'ero to Moyapata. Apu Humantay and Salcantay are relatively close together. You need a permit to go there. In the distance, you can see Salcantay Mountain. There are a few options for staying overnight at Humantay. For my group, there were these simple camp setups to at least have protection from the rain and wind. I put up my own tent and there was a nice layer of ice on it in the morning. Early in the morning, we hiked to Humantay Mountain and Lake. The elevation is not very difficult, and it took us a few hours, but the altitude made it a lot more challenging. One of the indigenous, Maria Pasa, was in her 90s walking up with us. You can see her in the red sweater. She was an extraordinary woman. Next, we're going to Mama Simona, west of Cusco. It's a short trip of about an hour to get to the trail by car. There's not much shade on the path, so be sure to take a hat for the sun, and as always, enough water and some snacks. I went there again with the indigenous Q'ero. Mama Simona is known as the female mountain. At the very top is a cross. And now one of the most famous mountains for tourists. We'll go to Machu Picchu, northwest of Cusco. First, you have to get to Aguas Calientes, and from there catch a short 30-minute bus to Machu Picchu itself. I took a private taxi to Ollantay in the Sacred Valley, where I spent a couple of nights, and then caught the train to Aguas Calientes. Both the Inca rail and the Peru rail take you to Aguas Calientes from Ollantay, but one of them also leaves from the outskirts of Cusco. Then very early in the morning, I took the bus to Machu Picchu to beat the crowds. The bus to Machu Picchu leaves regularly from Aguas Calientes, and you need to buy a ticket for that as well. You need to book your train tickets ahead of time. You also need to book your Machu Picchu entrance ticket ahead of time. There are only a certain number of people allowed per day and at certain times of the day. You need to decide the day and the time you want to enter Machu Picchu. These entrance tickets can be sold out months in advance during high season, so be sure you plan ahead. Leave a comment and let me know which was your favorite mountain. I was very lucky to have a guard let me into the secret area of Machu Picchu that was closed to the rest of the public. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video to share more beautiful places. And you can click the bell button to be notified as soon as each video is uploaded.